Greetings, greetings, greetings. A divine greetings from Abba Yehovah to every one of us, his eternal bride. Yes, hope we are all doing great. If that is the case, yes or no, you must praise him. It is an obligation on you to do just that in every single situation. Good time, praise. Bad time, praise. In the sun, praise. In the rain, praise. In the daytime, praise. On the darkness, praise. When rejoicing, praise. And when crying, praise. All right. So when you praise Abba Yahuwah, Abba Yahuwah said we should do that. Okay. It is an obligation for you and me to just give him praise because he's worthy to be praised. Okay. Now, come on now. Which one of us, okay, knowing fully well of a sure word that when you invest into this business, in fact, everything is going to be poured away. Everything is going down the grave or the pit, whatever. Or you're going to be loose. Or it's going to fetch you some kind of pains and sorrow and shame, you know, to make you also uncomfortable. Which one of us would dare try such a business? You look into it already. You knew so well already that no profit. Rather, it's going to bring me pains and sorrow. It's going to make me, sorrowful. No one of us will ever dare do such a thing. Okay, that was why the royal law asked us to praise Abewa because him alone did that for you and did that for me. How? Right in Genesis 3, he knew so too well that the first Adam, which is our progenitor, is going to mess up. He knew he's going to put stain in his white garment. He knew he's going to throw away the whole matter. He knew no profit is coming. He knew too well. But still, he still went ahead, invested his time, his ability, his power, his love, his joy. His presence above it all in the life of Adam. Fully well understood that no glory, sorry. But you want to say to yourself, no problem. Even if the first one doesn't, the first one is not bringing no glory, but the second Adam is going to bring me that eternal glory I ever longed for. That was why he said, I'm well pleased in him. You see, him alone does that. That is why him alone is worthy to be praised at all situation. He knew we are not bringing him no profit. See the problem, the calamity. All of us is causing him as a holy Abba Yehovah. The book said, his eye is too holy to behold iniquity. Still night and day. You see, but still invest his time and all his righteousness, okay, to fix things for you and me. So that is why he's ever worthy, to be praised. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. This is awesome. TB Joshua don't fall forgot oh, macha macha. He don't fall for toilet oh, macha macha. He don't fall for dustbin oh, macha macha. TB Joshua don't fall for gutter oh. Matcha, matcha, come on, matcha, 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 yeah, matcha, matcha. You don't forget that. Today is 27th. Anyway, we are not after that, but it's also included. It's a part of this message, okay? You don't forget that. Tuberculosis, still be tuberculosis. Coronavirus will disappear. Okay, no problem. Here we are, family in the heavenly courtroom of Abba Yehovah with this powerful message titled for you and me. China Alphabet exposed. Are you ready for this? China Alphabet unlocked. Are you ready for this? Come on, let me tell you. When your antenna is raised to the sky, this is a platform where we teach the word of Abba Yehovah, okay, undiluted with 360 degree power for you are undiluted. When your antenna is raised to the sky, you're going to be cutting this vision because the royal law said, let him that have wisdom calculate. Are you doing that? Listen, let's do it together. Let me break the news up, finish it, give you the title. Okay, here we go. China Alphabet exposed. C. COVID-19. H. Antivirus. RNA is mind boggling. Flash Italian punishment. Now, the royal law makes it so clear that you and I should, calculate if you have wisdom. Come on, how can we just sit down? When this struck me down, when I caught this vision, it struck me down. I said, what? The first letter C of this word called China, it is C. So they send out coronavirus. They give us coronavirus. What? in the battle, still in the midst, battlefield, battling against coronavirus. What surface again? Hantavirus. So what is that? The letter, the second alphabet. And I say, China, you are here. So gradually, China is spelling to the whole world the deep, the wickedness inside their alphabet. Letter H, which start their, whatever chinko. Coronavirus, letter H. Antivirus. So what about the letter I? My bugly. What about the letter N? My bugly. What about the letter A? So let me break it all. Should we keep reading? Maybe I'm going to do that later. Of course, it's the topic. Deborah, best known as Deuteronomy chapter 19, verses 15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin. In any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established. So we'll go on here. Let's also go to the New Testament, to conclude it over there. Matthew, Matthew, best known as Matthew chapter 18, verses 16, I read. But if he will not listen, but if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 2 or 3 more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be what? Established. Come on now. We get the first letter already, C, coronavirus. And we also have the second one here again, called H, antivirus. So right now with these two, sorry, China is exposed. With these two, I'm not the one that forged it. They give it to us. And I said, okay, no problem. You are breaking that code. Me, I will help you to finish breaking that code. I want to help you now to finish the leftover 3 alphabets. Let me help you. No, okay. Breaking it for you. Enough. You have given 1. You give it 2. In fact, the other 3 is also in the 1 and 2 that they are giving. It said the 7th is also the 8th. I mean, the 8th is also the 7th, which means resurrection. Double resurrection. That is Revelation 17 now. So see, we see already, C go for coronavirus. H go for antivirus. So what is R? You have it already. Isolation. Where are you today? In the whole world, we are all being what? Isolated. Shut in your room. Okay. It said about 3 centimeters from others. Now, not even that. Now stay in your room. Stay in your isolation. You know what that is? To be isolated. To be isolated. You got this one in China. So what about the letter N? Oh no. Oh no. This is hip. This is deep, family. Yeah, this is deep. Maybe you don't see it that way, but I know this is deep. What about the letter N? Nations pandemic. So what happened to the nation? What puts the whole world today in great turmoil, in great confusion, economy going down, everything stagnation, everything shut down, nation pandemic is in this world called Chinko. Nations pandemic, the whole world is afraid. All nations in this planet. Coronavirus matter is the highest topic that came. China distribute unto us. Distribute to the whole world. All right, now no problem. So we'll see why that happened. So what about the very last alphabet? Come on now, are you ready for this? You want to hear that? Ha 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 ha. Not them, my father, okay? So the letter A, what did it go for? Almighty Abba Yehovah's a judgment. Almighty Abba Yehovah's judgment. So how does this play out? Are you ready? Remember, China. Did you get that? This is Chinko. It's all 6 Asia countries, okay? China, East Asia country. So I want to deal with that. That is the last lecture. Almighty Abba Yehovah's judgment through Chinko or from Chinko. You ready for this? Let's do it together, family. TB Joshua is a crap, eh? That's why I call him TB Tuberculous Joshua. You see what he give to you? Let me just put this, okay, for a memorial. So TB Joshua said today, March 27th, coronavirus, his God told him that he's going to disappear from the earth. You see what it is? You see the death toll? As we are talking, almost 1,000 died today. Almost 1,000. China have new cases, almost 100. And they also have new death also. Italy is the worst of it all. All right. Okay, my phone is working. So what I'm much concerned about, or what pains me the more, people will still be believing this great wizard that is already falling. This has already been torn into pieces. The vision is not working. Can I call myself now a great prophetess? You know, last week I did this. I said, "Coming, let me tell you, it's not coming to pass. This is total garbage. It's not working. It's not going to work. It's a lie." Because this is Abba Yehovah's judgment. How dare you say, Marshall, so Jesus will send you rain and wipe it away. So what is going on now? More cases of destruction. So tomorrow people will still be believing this madman. This one is a madman from the pit of hell. Okay, you say your Jesus is going to send rain. They now begin to testify to crap. The rain is falling. Oh, you said Jesus will brought rain. He's going to bring rain, and wipe away coronavirus. This man is absolute mad. Eh? Is it illiteracy that brings about this? I think so. Okay, the damages coronavirus has already caused. 4 months, you can't fix it. It's not a magical. This is practical. This is real. You see, this is what they are making the world to believe that our Father Abeyewa is like this, talking trash. Tata poto 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 poto. This man is total mad, eh? That's why he must die by coronavirus. Now, in the midst of TB Joshua prophecy, his own president, coronavirus victim. Now we almost have 70 cases of coronavirus victim in Nigeria. 70 patients, 70 cases. In the midst of your demonic and satanic doctrines from the pit of hell prophecy. This is why Jesus said, nail the Lord to the cross, because this man should have been stoned. You have been lying and be deceiving us. Look at this prophecy. Look at this is breaking news. Okay, I should have been breaking the news. This is breaking news. Today is 27, just as the TB tuberculosis Joshua said, the professor that coronavirus is going to be disappearing from the earth. Oh, hallelujah. Hey, 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 hey. Goro, 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 goro. Jesus has done it. You see the prophecy of your Jesus? You see Jesus' prophecy? Hallelujah, that TB Joshua has been disgraced. So TB Joshua said I should tell you people that the coronavirus is not clear. The coronavirus vision it didn't really, it's not really clear, just as this one. He thought he was seeing Hillary Clinton. But see what he was saying, like this, it wasn't really that clear. You see, so that's the message from this is the TB Joshua. Hallelujah, that TB Joshua has been disgraced. But still, many fool, gullible people still going to be, believing this trash, this madman from the pit of hell. I hate that man with all passion, all of them. So right now, let's begin to dig into what Abayewa has for you and me here today. So China is from the Eastern country, Eastern Asia, okay? I want to see how does that play that flash, the last alphabet of this word called China, letter A, which is what Almighty Abba Yehovah's judgment. In fact, Aloha means Almighty. In the holy language, Almighty simply means Aloha. But I want to use the English term, okay, in order for you to get the better understanding. Almighty Yehovah's judgment. Almighty Abba Yehovah's judgment. Are you ready for this? Let's do it together. So, that was the message here is about the east part. So, I want to dig into the mystery of that. That's why I said Chinko exposed. Bereshit, best known as Genesis 3:24, I read. So he drove them. Okay, so he drove the man, and so he drove out the man, and he placed at the east. That is the message. At the east of the Garden of Eden, cherubims and a flaming sword which turned everywhere to keep the way of the tree of life. So did you get that? So let's see chapter 2, Bereshit chapter 2 now, verses 15. So Abayewa put him in the garden and he drove him out from the garden. Let's see where he was before he drove him out from where he once was. Listen now, chapter 2 now, verses 15. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. So right now, where is the first sanctuary? It is here on the eastern part. So the tree of life is being positioned right on the eastern part. Now, Revelation 22, so also going to find it over there. Exactly what you found in Genesis 2, the water that is flowing from every part and the gold and the diamond. You're also going to see that same water and the tree of life right in Revelation 22, the tree of life. And that water is coming from the throne of Abba Yehovah. The throne of Abba Yehovah is being positioned right on the eastern part. That is where the throne of Abba Yehovah is. We just put some more. Here is the details about the sanctuary, okay? We see the very first early sanctuary is right in Genesis 2. In Genesis 3, we see the tree of life is being positioned right in that same sanctuary in the eastern part. Let me tell you, when Abba Yahweh gave Moshe, whom you call Moses, the royal law, he now said, do it, build the tabernacle according to the pattern shown to you right at Mount Sinai. Everything about the temple, the holies of holies, the inner court, is a replica of the very one in the heaven. He said, do it according to what I reveal unto you. The one in the heaven, let it also be the same here, like the one on earth. Okay, is a replica. So I read now Leviticus Waikra, chapter 1, verse 16. And he shall pluck away his crop with his feathers and cast it beside the altar of the east part by the place of the ashes. Let me tell you all this Babalawo, this is where they pick it from. Now China come from China is an eastern country, it's East Asia country, okay? It's East Asia country. You see all the 5 or 6 country, Asia 6 country, they are in the east. Now all this Babalawo, this is where they pick their theology from. When you check out the princelyhood of Leviticus, the Leviticus priesthood, you're going to see almost everything there. That is what the Babalawo is doing. When they kill animal, they put the blood in their toes, in their hand, in their forehead, in their right hand. I saw that. They pick it from here. Okay, so let's put some more. We are going somewhere. Here we are in Ezekiel chapter 11, verses 23. We are dealing with the eastern part. And the glory of Yahweh went up from the midst of the city and stood upon the mountain which is on the east side of the city. Did you get that? We are going somewhere. Now, Ezekiel 43, 1 to 4. Afterward, he brought me to the gate, even the gate that looketh towards the east. And behold, the glory of Yahweh of Israel came from the way of the east, and his voice was like a noise of many waters, and the earth shone with his glory. You are the temple of Abba Yahuwah. I am the temple of Abba Yahuwah. So he said that the glory is Yahushua. Okay, let me keep reading. I read further for the sake of time. And the glory of Yahweh came into the house by the way of the gate, whose oh my father, okay, whose principate is towards the east. Did you get that? The glory left from the east, and the glory returned back to the house of Yahuwah from the east. Did you get that? Why that? And like I said already, that is where the holies of holies is, in heaven and also on earth. The holies of holies, the throne of Abba Yahuwah, the bed of the altar is being positioned right on the eastern part of the throne. Now, for the 4 verses 1 and 2. Then he brought me back the way of the gate of the gate of the outward sanctuary, which looketh towards the east, and it was shut. Then said he, Yahweh, unto me, this gate shall be shut, it shall not be opened, and no man shall enter in by it, because Yahweh the Elohim of Israel hath entered in it, as my father hath entered in by it. Therefore it shall be shut. Did you get that? But Chinko said it shall be open. The demon that worship in Chinko said it will be open. That is judgment. That is judgment. We're coming to that. This vision hasn't yet been fulfilled. It's for Messiah. This is about Messiah. Right in the land of Babylon, this vision was being given to prophet Ezekiel. I read now. Ezekiel chapter 46. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, the gate of the inner court that looketh towards the east shall be shut 6 working days, but on the Shabbat it shall be open, on the new month and all every high Shabbat it shall be open. The prophet, the prince, which is Yahushua HaMashiach, the eternal high prince, will come in through the eastern gate. He will also go out through the eastern gate. He may ought to walk through that eastern gate, because the first Adam was first of all placed in that east, because that is the throne of Abba. No man come in there but him, and he alone does that. But China said will also join you. This is the enemy of Yahweh, the abomination of desolation. Roman Catholicism, your papacy. Ezekiel 47:1. Afterward, After he brought me again unto the door of the house, and behold, waters issued out from under the threshold of the house eastward. Did you say this water means healing to the nation? Not that prataproto boba and sokoto molo molo. TB Joshua was prophesying and said Jesus, they are pocket. Jesus is going to save rain, and the rain is going to wipe away coronavirus. It's absolute murder. This is the water of healing that flow from the flow from the throne of Abi Yehovah, which is in Revelation 22. Go and study it. We also see this same water in Genesis chapter 2 and the tree of life. That was why the man was being chased away, for you not to pollute and corrupt that water and the tree of life. That was why they were being driven out of that land, and a cherubim fire was being placed over there. But Chikosa unlocked that. Every eatable, every abominable animal is being eat up in Chico. Now, for the forefront of the house stood towards the east. Did you get that? And the waters came the water came down from under from the right side of the house as at the south side of the altar. Is describing the holies of holies in heaven. Listen now, the south. Who is the south? The kingly tribe. They are the southern kingdom. While the other one, 11 or 10, they are the northern kingdom. So the kingdom is into two, the southern kingdom. So when he says south, he's still speaking about the head of the king, the tribe of Yahudah, which is Yahushua, the very eternal high priest. This is how I saw him in my vision. This was 3 years ago. About a few days ago, I saw him like this. He dressed up like this. Said he now he want to enter into the holies of holies in the eastern part to officiate for his people, because it's about to come. You see, the Holy Catholicism is also praying in the eastern part. They also place Mary in the eastern part, feminist. Chinko Catholicism. Oh, we are coming to that. Listen now, Zechariah chapter 40 verses 4. And his feet is speaking about the biblical Messiah. And his feet shall stand in that day, when he's going to review, upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the easter. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof towards the east and towards the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove towards the north, and half of it towards the south. Did you just get a misjudgment? Now, how is it going to do it? The judgment is coming from the way of the east. Why? Because the author of life, the owner of this planet, is coming to sit in his temple. He is coming to take over his temple, and he's going to enter into his temple through the ways of the east, from the holies of holies. Our Apostle chapter 1 verses 9 I read. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked standfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. 12. Then returned they unto Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is from Jerusalem, a Sabbath walk. You see, he went up being a man, full man, and he's coming right back again as a man. So he climbed the Jacob ladder right from here at the mount of Olivet in the eastern gates. In the eastern part of it all, that is where he took the Jacob ladder straight away into heaven. And he said, Elakman is coming down. He's coming down as a man. He's also going to descend here on earth through the Jacob's ladder. Let me tell you, this is prophetic. Now, in the land, in the Holy Land, Pork is over there. So at the eastern gate, Abba Yahweh said, no one should go through it. Why? Because he himself has already went through into his temple through the eastern gate. But China said, we will unlock that for you. Now, what happened in today is prophecy, powerful. Eastern gate is sealed. Okay, they are the synagogue of Satan, so they are also trying to study the prophecy. They also try to abide to the prophecy in order to cover up or shade up their wickedness. Okay, they are impersonating the people of the book. So, but what did they do? They shut that eastern gate. What did they do? They not turned it to a cemetery. According to the royal law, rules and regulation, the high priest ought not to go near any dead body. You don't need to go to cemetery. Say by so you're going to be defiling yourself. Okay, now they not put that cemetery in the eastern gate because it's also going to come through that eastern gate. But Yahushua have a way of turning it around because he went close to the dead body and that brought them back alive. It's not going to be defiled, but that is their little sense, their little mindset. thinking that is going to stop him not to enter. That is a lie, but rather it's going to carry that grave and throw into their belly. So we'll put some. So this is prophecy before he left. Matthew, or rather Matthew 24:27. I read, "For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Did you get that? Now it said he's the light. He said he's going to shine forth from the east. He's going to enter into this planet from the east, and he's going to spread it down to the west. We also see that at the Mount of Olivet, Zechariah 14. He said the east and the south, west is going to be removed. Okay, let me quote right. Okay, and the north and the south. Okay, that is judgment. In other words, glory is coming from the east, judgment is also coming from the east. Healing is coming from the east, peace is also coming from the east, blessing is coming from the east, curses is also coming from the east. All right, now, we want to start the judgment part. We see the glorious part already that the throne of Abba is in the east. Now I start with the part of the judgment. The very last elector of this world called Chinko China. Hey, Almighty Abba Yehoah's judgment. We want to see the judgment now from the east part. Shimon, best known as Exodus chapter 13. And Moshe stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and Yahweh brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. Come on now. China is eating every abominable animal on earth. They eat locusts, they eat scorpions, they eat rats, they eat crocodile. What are they not eating? Just to pervert the eastern part. That is why judgment will begin also right from the eastern part, because it's going to pass through there into his temple. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, 16, 17 says, "You and I, we are the temple of Jehovah." He's not coming to man-made temple. He's talking about you and me. 15 now. For they cover, listen at the locust, what happened? What happened to the locust? The Abba brought with the east wind, for they cover the face of the whole earth. Come on now. How does this play out? How can the Egypt be called the whole earth? This prophecy, and is this now that is going to be fulfilled? Why is the whole earth is being called now Egypt? Yes, the people of the book scattered in the four corners of the earth. And this locust, is judgment, is going to be passing through as a double sword upon every nation. As we said in the very second to the last alphabet, and nations pandemic. For the 15, for they cover the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. That is judgment. Now, come on now. When Messiah was on the cross, doing the works of redemption for you and me, he said there was darkness in the land for a whole 6 hours. That is judgment. We also see this thick darkness over here in the land of Egypt. 3 old days that the Egyptians, and 3 old nights that the Egyptians couldn't move a feet. He said they sat in one place. That is the isolation we are living now. Stay in your room. But this one is severe. And Revelation 16 also said, 14 said, "Abba, you want to pour judgment upon the seat of the beast, and everywhere turn dark." I read. So that the whole land was darkened, and they did eat every herbs of the land, all the fruits of the trees which which they all had left, and there remained not any green thing in the tree or in the herbs of the field. Through all the land of Egypt is beaten against your businesses, okay, where your incomes come. You are in isolation. Everything shut down. Global or whatever nations pandemic 19 now. And Yahweh turned when Pharaoh also repented, partially, he's deceiving himself. Temporary. See what Abba Yahweh also do. And Yehovah turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locusts and cast them into the Red Sea. We are going to the Red Sea now, okay? There remained not one locust in all the lands of Egypt, or in all the coast of Egypt. Okay, the east wind brought it. The west wind took it away. To where? To the Red Sea. So let us go now to the Red Sea. What happened over there? Exodus 14:21. And Moshe stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yehovah caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea, dry land, and the waters were divided. So what happened? Every single best army of Pharaoh that traveled along with us in the Red Sea got drowned. The judgment buried all of them right in the Red Sea. No one survived. Keep reading. You're gonna see all of them. He has been drowned, buried. That is the east wind and the west wind. And who is westerner? Chinko is easterner. We see already. They came from the east. That's why judgment came from there. Immediately, who picked it from them? Westerner, Italian. Italy is a western part. Spanish, Germany, France. Go and do your simple research. I think I have it here. They are the western world. The western world took it away from the east because the east we took it, and the west world came and packed it over. And where did they took it to? The Red Sea. All of them get drowned. Exactly the judgment of the Red Sea. The Red Sea is the link of fire where he's going to cast all of them into. He said the south, the east, the west. All of them. Check out the western countries in Western Europe. Did you get that? Did you see it now? Tell me now which part is not partaking from this coronavirus judgment. By your wife's oxen. They took it right away. They took it from Chico and bring it. In other words, Chinko is a distributor to people. So that is why they are distributing everything. They are distributors. They distribute every fake food, plastic rice. I saw it all. Those people, they are indeed a prophetic nation to watch for. Of course, it started already. I don't need to watch for anything. We know a deity bragged. A deity bragged. Here I am. Ye shall best know as Isaiah 14, I take from 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Yes, nations pandemic. 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. Come on now. Chinko, Satan in Chinko said, is going to, of course, Abba Yahweh revealed it unto me that Satan said the end of his word is Chinko. So his throne is over there where he's begin to walk with me with this alphabet. That the end of Satan's word is in Chico, but he's going to fish all of them out. Now, we see he's going to make his own greater than Abba Yehovah. Abba Yehovah's own his throne is in the east side, eastern part in holiness. But he said he's going to pervert it. He's going to ravage it all. He's going to turn it into feces. You said we should eat snake. In that your eastern part, we're going to be eating snake. Snail. Every abominable unclean animal, we're going to be doing it just to pervert the eastern part glory. That is why judgment also begins for them. And the westerner took it. We see that of the westerner. Why is this severe now, even that the easterner? We will see that. Let me finish reading this. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Jehovah. I will sit also upon the mouth of the congregation in the side of the north. You see, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. The throne of Jehovah is in the eastern part. And he also said, I want to also put my own throne also over there, just to pervert that of Abba Yahweh, in order to provoke Abba Yahweh into anger. He said his eyes is too holy to behold iniquity. And I say, yes, but you're going to be beholding that iniquity. Let's see why the westerner own is the most terrible one that took the judgment into the sea. They followed the judgment into the Red Sea. Yes. Oh, okay, now. I'm going to be ready for some jot. You can also go and do your simple research, okay? The first council of Nicaea, AD 25, there were the implementation of Easter. They brought in Easter. Easter is, impersonating Passover. You're going to see how Constantine, which is feminist, how Constantine brought in Easter, this word Easter, goddess of fertility. Now, in, my father, 36 AD, that was the implementation of Sunday worshiper. Okay, so you're also going to find this link, Catechism of Catholic Doctrine, page 174, the third commandment. Mary, that is the Mary in their Catholicism, which is feminist. So I want to do some part now. Why their own judgment is so severe now? Yes, they corrupt the priesthood office. They corrupt the altar of the East. Catholicism they stood in the west of the east also, and they are praying to Mary, and say Mary is called a redemptress. Mary to come and save them from this calamity. That means abomination. Now, prior to the duty of the prince in the sanctuary, early sanctuary, you can read this, Numbers chapter 8, Numbers chapter 8 and chapter 18 and chapter 27, Exodus 28 and 29, Revelation chapter 8. That is the one Yahushua HaMashiach is doing right now in the heavenly, because I saw him dressed just as earthly prince. Oh no, he said, I'm about to officiate for my people. Ezekiel chapter 8, 30 to 16. He said also unto me, this is also vision from Babylon, okay? he said unto me, he said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination than they do. Then he brought me to the door of the court of Jehovah's house, which was towards the north, and behold, there sit women weeping for Tammuz. So is Tammuz. He is the son of Samoremos, the very Mary in the Catholicism and the Christian. This is the Mary they are worshiping, and this is the Mary they pray to. Samoremos. Who is Samoremos? He is a son, is a daughter, oh no, is a mother of Nimrod, and also a wife of Nimrod. She is the mother of Nimrod and also a wife of Nimrod, and also give birth to his son called Tammuz. In the first and second Babylon, they call him Baker. In the book of Yashar, they call him Modon. The first and second Babylon, they call him Modon. Okay, the Grecians call him Jesus, and the Christians call him Jesus. Jesus is also Jesus, okay? And this is their Messiah. Feminist. Woman today can also be alluded to a ministry. I am the bride of Yahushua, which is Revelation chapter 2. You see a holy ministry over there as a woman. Revelation 17, we see a filthy woman there as a ministry, okay? So this is a filthy ministry. He is praying to Mary here. In the midst of the calamity, you see what they worship. This is their potpourri, okay? This is your potpourri, okay? You see what is the, that's why severe judgment is being placed upon them. Now, 15, the list of abomination. That's what I'm reading now. You see, said the first is an abomination. They are Easter. You know, they do Lent. They will be weeping for Tammuz. 16. And he brought me into the inner court of Jehovah's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of Jehovah's of the temple of Jehovah, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs towards the temple of Jehovah and their face towards the east, and they worshipped the sun towards the east. And who brought about sun? Look at that. You're gonna find the link that I gave, and they say is the mark of their authority. When you go to where I give to you, they did not deny that Shabbat is the actual day, but they said Sunday is their mark of authority, and they now begin to worship the sun from where? From the east. They now give their back to the temple of Jehovah, which is the royal law they carried. They give their back to the truth. They now give their face to the east, and they now begin to worship the sun, and that is the greatest abomination. And who gave it to them? This religion, Catholicism. Constantine did that. Go and study the link I gave unto you. You know, in China, there's one fetish prince they call Daylight. I saw him on CNN. Do you know this pork? Thunder strike you in Jehovah's mighty name. This pork called Popri also went to his shrine and paid him homage, making the whole world to be believed this is what the Prince of Jehovah ought to be. That is total nonsense. That's why heavy punishment is still on this way being placed upon the Italians. They killed the Messiah, and they are still, ravishing his royal law and his office. What is your problem? I encourage you to read the book of Zechariah chapter 5, okay? That is where their Easter came from. Quickly, I read some part. Then lifted I up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women, and the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the ephod between the earth and the heaven. And then said I to the angel that talked with me, oh my father, okay, that talked with me, where do this bore the ephod? 11. He said unto me, to build it an house in the land of Shaddai, and it shall be established and set there upon our base. Where is the land of Shinar? This is Easter, the Easter basket, okay? This is the Easter basket. The lift Easter feminist Samoremos, which is they are married today, to heavy pray to Samoremos Mary, okay? Okay, lifted the attitude and the sun worshiper enter the. He said, I'm gonna raise my throne above the stars of Jehovah. And they also placed Mary Samoremos, okay, in the eastern part. And your poor priest also praying to a woman, a Samoremos, coded as Mary, in the eastern part. You see their Easter, they will carry basket. What can't you know? What is the meaning of this? Where did you see this practice in the royal law? It is from the Babylon, the land of Sinai and Shana. Let's go to Shana. It said because this Easter basket where three women is being fed, that they are impersonating the holies of holies in the Eastern throne of Abiyawa, where the holies of holies is. What is then? The Ark of the Covenant with two cherubim in the right and in the left. Abiyawa sit in the center. In like manner, this demon surfaced there as Jesus. Also sit one woman sit in the center, while two women in the left and in the right. And he said this very religion, he have a home called Shaddai. Let's go to Shaddai now. Genesis 11, 1 and 2. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from east, that they found a place in the land of what? Shinar, and there they dwelt. No, Shinar is Babylon. Let me tell you, the mystery Babylon and the normal Babylon here, they are one. The first is the last, and the last is the first. The first Babylon was pure paganism, which is China, pure paganism. China forbid the gospel to be preached. The message of the cross is being denied right in Chinko, but they are wicked in idolatry. They worship all kinds of images that they just like pottery. China is first Babylon. These are the mystery Babylon. Because the first Babylon is pure pagan, but the mystery Babylon is also pagan, but it's going to wrap up himself, masquerade himself as a religion. You will see that in Revelation 17:18, Genesis 30:11. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan and left and Lot journey east. Where the Lord went to Sodom and Gomorrah. That is what Revelation 11 said, the spiritual Egypt or spiritual Sodom. Yes, spiritual Sodom over there. Now, where is Sodom and Gomorrah? Also in the eastern part, what was going on there? Sex perversion. These people, they always rape boy and the girl. The sex abused in Catholicism. This is their altar also, and they pray towards the east. Genesis 25:6. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country. He sent them to China because that is the Red Sea. All of it is going to be drowned. Goes to China. The sons of Keturah, 6 boys, which is Christianity today, the largest of it all. Revelation 16:19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the city of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before Jehovah to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Now Babylon is being divided into 3 places. Islam is Babylon, Synagogue of Satan is Babylon, Christian and paganism, Christian and Chico are one. Christian said Jesus cleansed all things for them to eat, and we see China is eating snakes, rat, crocodile. What are they not eating? Because Jesus cleansed it. They are all one and the same spirits. Revelation 17 verses 5. Listen to another Babylon. And upon her forehead was a name written, a mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Every abominable animal, Deuteronomy 40, forbid us to eat. Christians said Jesus cleansed it. And we see Chinko is eating it. Now it said their head, there is a name. What is your head? Abba Yehovah is the head of Yahushua. Yahushua is the head of the man. And man is the head of the woman. It is the chains of order, their authority, which is Jesus, their authority. We see in Genesis 11, it said they want to make name for themselves. That is the name. We will not take your own name. We need our own name.